All right, so I think that it's working. The stream is working, but I think it's delayed. It says I have an excellent connection. Yeah, I have my own. Whenever I record videos, I have my own digital audio workstation through Adobe Audition, and all of the effects all set up and everything. That way I don't have to master my audio for every video. Yes, I just direct it all through the virtual audio cable directly into OBS when I record. That way I don't have to master audio every time I want to record and edit a video. It saves me probably an hour per video. So, all right, let me see. How do I get to, where's the link for the stream? Mine is, yeah. Chill People Universe. All right. So it seems as though, even though the desktop audio is enabled on my OBS, it seems like the audio from the Discord with you guys talking is not going on to YouTube. Not financial advice. Yeah. Yeah, I'll hit up you guys tomorrow then. Okay, so people in the stream supposedly can hear me, could not hear the Discord. Just type Y for yes if that was the case. If it is, that's totally fine. Let me go ahead and post the link to this out on Twitter so that other people can join us, and we'll go ahead and take a look at some charts real quick. I've kind of been down for the count. You guys can kind of hear that in my voice. I haven't been super feeling super great. I've been pretty sick, so my sleeping schedule has also been kind of messed up. So let me go ahead and get the link to this live stream real quick. I need to figure out how to do that. YouTube changed their back end, and now I don't know how to find the link. Yes, enable live chat. It's looking like I'm YouTube retardo right now. Let me just go ahead and go to my channel. Maybe it'll show that I'm live. Oh, look, it does. I'm a genius. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and put this on Twitter. All right. All right, guys. Go ahead and just give me 1 minute so that I can get my door shut here, and we'll go ahead and get started. If you can, please go ahead and retweet this link. I'll put it in the chat now. Go ahead, retweet this so everybody can get joined. And I will be back in just a minute. Let me go ahead and pin this message as well. All right. All right, guys, just going to grab a glass of water real quick, and then we will begin. I just had to, I was trying to post the link out. This is the first time I've streamed in quite some time, so had to get everything all set up. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and get a glass of water, and we'll begin shortly. You didn't get me a Happy Meal?
That's yours.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Got a screaming baby in the background. Sorry about that. If you can hear all the noise. My daughter's been sick too, so, you know. All right. So, what do I have up here on my screen? Bitcoin. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, obviously, first. I'm sure everyone wants to know what in the fuck is going on. So, what in the hell is going on here with this? Well, we're retesting the trend line, which is bullish. I think my position over here, where am I? I took half profit on my initial position, which is basically right at my entry right now. Fantastic. So, I've got another ladder lower down. It's looking like, let me see if I can find it here. I'm basically targeting this area in here. Draw a box for you guys. This is pretty much target buy-in zone down in here. This is where I want to see it. So anything in here, I'm a buyer. Now, this is more of a risky play. And the reason why is because if this top of the trend line doesn't hold and this support down here doesn't hold, we could either retest this support one more time before moving upwards, or something very bad is going to happen and we're going to break below this lower limit and we're going to see a major price drop. So that's when something like this would be in play down here. You know, on these higher time frames, it doesn't really look like much, but that's a massive wick to the upside. That's a pretty large failure right there. That means that there's a lot of supply up here, a lot of people trying to be taking profits. So that's not necessarily a good thing. Sellers are getting, you can see by the triangle here, you know, we keep making lower highs. That's significant because that basically shows that sellers are willing to sell at lower and lower prices. So when we got this huge wick up, this was a major opportunity for sellers and people that are stuck in longs up here from this bottom to be able to offload their positions. So it looks like I'm getting a request for doing Algo and USDT. I'll do that in just a minute here after we finish up Bitcoin. Let's take a look at this 1 hour chart, dive a little deeper. It's looking like RSI, it looks like just sitting in the middle. It's not really doing anything. We do have a bullish cross on the MACD on the 1 hour. It's in bearish territory though, so that doesn't really do us very much good. Excuse me. What I am looking at mostly is this trend line. This holding is very, very, very important. If we do not hold this retest here, this is going to be pretty bad for us. It's not going to be good. Hold on one second. All right. Just give me 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. I was grabbing a muffin. Anyway, like I was saying, this trend line is extremely important. If this trend line breaks, this right here is kind of going to be our last ditch effort to try and save the price action. This is a massive area of accumulation. But once there's no one left to accumulate, obviously price will move lower. Right now, the path of least resistance kind of depends. Let's go over here. High block capital. Let's take a look at the BitMEX chart real quick. Whoops. Let's go ahead and take a look at where our liquidations are on our BitMEX chart. Let's take a look at all of them. Okay. This will take a second to load. This might lag you guys. I'm not sure. I don't know how bad this is going to be on the stream. Hopefully it's not bad. Give me the China pump. Wait until your daughter is 23 in college with a boyfriend, gets even better. Yeah, well, at least I won't have to worry about changing diapers. So there is a lot more liquidity to be liquidated below us than there is above us in this immediate area. That's for sure. Got some liquidations down to 32K with a pretty decent sized gap until about 31.5. So $500 gap here to the upside. This is where bulls really need to push. Bulls need volume coming into the market here on this 1 hour chart. This needs to be the first target right here is 35,550. That needs to be the first target for the bulls. Now, if we take a look at the chart, let's go ahead and see if there's Fibonacci relationships with that level, right? So take our fib extension. First, let's do the whole thing. Let's go from top to bottom to top and say that, okay, these are our three major pivots, right? Looks like we're using, wow, to the tick almost. We're using our 382 as support here, which is also the top of the trend line. So if we take that off, look at Ichimoku, do we have further confluence? Yes, we're using our 50 EMA line and our Kijinsen as support. We haven't touched the 200 EMA yet. We broke through it, retested. It looks like we're more playing with the 50 EMA than our 200. It looks like price action isn't really caring about the 100 or the 200 EMA. It cared about the 100 EMA here, but it didn't care about the 200 EMA here or here. But it's always cared about the 50. It cared about it here. It cared about it here. And we're barely hanging on here at the end. Now, we do have a green cloud in front of us on the 1 hour chart. So that's good. So we've got a green cloud in front of us. We've got our Chiku span. I don't even know if you guys can see this. I should probably lighten up that thing. Chiku span, trading above price, green cloud in front of us. Price action is above the 50 and the 200 EMA. And our TK lines are bullish. So technically, this is longing territory on the 1 hour chart. We can go as far down as here, as touch the bottom of the cloud, which is also perfect support down here. This is where I have longs laddered down to, is 3,200. So that's going to be for a more longer term position. Right now, I'm in a long. I took half profit, and now it's come back to my entry. So I'm going to re-add to my position, and I'm going to ladder longs down lower. So where am I laddering longs down lower to? Well, oops. Probably be a good idea to get rid of this, huh? So on the smaller time frames here, if you're looking to enter, last low, swing high, swing low. We rejected off of our 1272. We blew right past the golden pocket for retracement. 382 is our support. So targets for downside. I'm going to go ahead and call this this wick here that we had on this candle. I'm going to go ahead and call this a pivot point. In terms of candlesticks, that's basically an upside down hammer, but looks like a pivot to me. Further downside, the 618 is exactly the bottom of this cloud here. I'm telling you guys, none of this stuff is, random. Okay. So this would be the lowest that I expect us to go. Our 382 from this, we haven't tested yet. That's down at 33,350, 33,350. So we'll go ahead, and that's probably going to be this 200 EMA. If we don't hold on to this and we break back down after this massive bump up in price that we've had the last 2 days, if we break back down through this, this is probably where I'm going to be having my short. I'd be having my stop loss and be looking for shorts there. So, somebody asked for Doge before in the Discord, so I'll take a look at Doge real quick. I mean, it's pretty simple here. This is on my, I might as well just hide this. This isn't going to work here. 1 hour chart. We can go ahead and put this stuff on. What does my algorithm say on the 1 hour chart? Algo says bullish. All the candles are green, and this center baseline is staying green even in the midst of this chop where the MA's turned red. So you've got the QQE up here. That's, saying bearish. The red line is above everything. So that's conflicting right now because we're in an area of consolidation. That's basically what this is telling me. So I would be looking for a breakout of this or a breakdown of this with good volume on the Watt-Tar explosion to be looking for either a short or a long. Chances are, with all of the excitement and commotion about this on TikTok, chances are this is a long. That's all I'll go into on that. So link, everyone's screaming at me for link. Link analysis, please. Link. Yes. Fatine, I see you. I get you. I will give you your link analysis. Right after a word from our sponsors. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so in my Telegram group, I had a, I should probably do this on my actual, let's go over here. Link, there we go. Okay, cool. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff on my screen. All right, take it off log. All right, now in my Telegram group, I will show this to you guys right now. In my Telegram group, I had a call on this for an entry for a long, okay? Same chart that I'm about to show you guys. Damn, you guys can't really see that. Whatever. Can I zoom in? No, can't zoom in. Damn. My screen is too big. If I click it, it won't show it. But basically, what I said is that 2140 would potentially be our lowest low, retracing to the 382. Okay. That was my potential target there, right? So that was a buy-in for a long signal. That's exactly what we hit here. Okay. Hit the upper lower limit of this ascending channel here, 382 from this target of a retracement after satisfying the golden pocket. That was my pick for the retracement here. That's what we got. So now we can do a fib extension from this next one, right? Previous swing low, swing high, swing low. Oops. Okay. And we're stuck. We're fluctuating in between the 0.5 and the 236. Basically having a correction after this downtrend. Okay. So let's zoom it out a bit and see what we got. Okay. That is an extremely bullish uptrend. This looks fantastic to me. With the exception of seeing multiple 4-hour closes below this upper trend limit now, and my own algorithm turning bearish, I definitely don't see it going down. That's for damn sure. So, I mean, we just consistently keep making higher lows, right? So let me whip out my brush here. Okay. High, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Obviously my expectation would be higher high, right? So pretty simple. Charting doesn't have to be hard, right? Let's go up to a macro scale here and see what we're really looking at. Okay. $20, major support here, $20. We've flipped this successfully now. That's major support. Okay. Major resistance up here. Boom. And I challenge you guys to go through all of your charts and do this. It's very important to do this. And don't forget, in TradingView, you don't have to have all these lines on every single time frame. If you only want the high time frame stuff, you can easily just double click this, go to visibility, and only show it for days. See? Boom, boom, done. This only shows up on my daily chart now. This is how I do my charts for you guys. Anyway, well, we've pretty much, looks like we've got another level of support right here. Does that line up with anything over here? Yeah, kind of does. So here, it's another level of support. Okay. So that's where we kind of stand right now in terms of support and resistance. In terms of Elliott wave theory, I don't really have a count on this, but obviously this is impulsive. This to me looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now it's coming in for consolidation. But in the general scheme of things, this looks like a new uptrend to me. This looks like a massive sideways correction here, you know. Got this sideways correction here. Okay. Kind of a contracting diagonal, triangle, whatever you want to call it. I had one of these here. So the breakout of this starting here with this leg up until we got to about here, I guess, on the daily chart. Until we got to about here, this was our first impulse up. So we broke out of this channel here. The retrace of this would have been a solid long. However, you would have ended, unless it was a spot buy for long term, you probably would have gotten stopped out on this. It rejected pretty hard from this first trend line initially, and then kept going up, obviously. So this was our initial breakout. In terms of Elliott wave theory, I would call this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're coming in for an ABC, some kind of correction up here. Obviously, altcoins are pretty dependent on, excuse me. I'm sorry, I sound like crap, guys. Altcoins are pretty dependent on what Ethereum and Bitcoin does. So it really depends on the majors. But in the overall general scheme of things, if Bitcoin keeps consolidating, I think that this will keep consolidating as well or go up slightly. But if Bitcoin is just going to skyrocket, then this will probably continue to go sideways. So bringing it back down to a 4-hour chart, where would my immediate targets be for the weekend? Well, I don't really trade on the weekend, but I'll show you. Okay. 382, super important level, guys. I always keep saying that. 382, 382, over and over and over again. High to low. Bam, 382. Again, this would have been a great long scalp right here. You would have gotten in on this for, who knows? God damn it. Would have been a 5-to-1 trade, would have gotten in for 8%, even on spot. That's really good for a 1-day trade or a 2-day trade on that. But now what we have here is this going on. Sitting in the golden pocket from this last move, right? This last 3 waves, we're sitting in the golden pocket. So it's kind of difficult to tell, like, okay, where would our targets be? Well, you'd take this and I would want to see targets up here, right? 618 again is the top of this channel, right? So, you know, if we really wanted to be memey about it, you know, we could do one of these guys. Magnet gang. But yeah, no, I totally see that happening. Actually, that's not bad at all. Where does that line up if we go one fractal larger, right? Where does it line up if we go here? We measure that. That would be a channel breakout if that happened. Up here, somewhere up here. So that's on the smaller time frame. It's looking like, you know, we'll probably do something like this. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just drawing lines. I draw lines on charts. That's my job. That's what I would be expecting personally. Link, honestly, it looks really good here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This looks really good. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Another reason why, if you come down to the 1 hourly chart, obviously you can see here we've got another triangle consolidation forming. Boom, right here. Right here. Got some trend lines. Okay. Now, remember, with your trend lines, you don't have to get them super perfect. Just watch my trend line video on my YouTube. You're already here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. Anyway, I've got a whole video on trend lines. I'm not going to really explain all of that crap here. But crypto, Seneca, sorry, I didn't check the chat until just now. Sorry, guys. Let me read through these messages. I got sound, ETH, Bitcoin, lols, vibes. Do I prefer bars versus candlesticks? Why do I prefer bars versus candlesticks? I prefer bars versus candlesticks because, especially in Forex, when you see, I guess this goes evenly for both of them. For instance, when you see a dragonfly doji or a gravestone doji, right? You see a doji, or you see one of these, right? At the very bottom, you know, you see something like this, right? Well, let me just switch to candlesticks and I'll just pick out an example for you. This perfect tweezer bottom. Why did we reverse here? Well, because 8 million other people also saw a tweezer bottom here. This is a perfect example of this. Okay. Now, while this works in your favor and it's easier for you to spot, that's great. But guess what? This is a huge signal to market makers and to investment buyers that, okay, the price is going to reverse here. And now they know that they've got an opportunity to dump on you at some point when they decide to choose. So they took profits here, they took profits here, they took profits here, consolidated, market broke. Okay. Now, that's an instance when candlesticks can help you. Let me find an instance where candlesticks screw you. Let's go back to Bitcoin for this one. There's a good example of this. There's examples of this all over Bitcoin. Go here. Okay. Candlesticks being bad. I'm having an issue finding one at the moment. So basically, my general reasoning is that 8 million other people can also see the same candlesticks that you see. Okay, here's a good one. Hammer, right? Bullish hammer. Wick is to the downside. Doesn't matter if the candle's red or not. It's still a bullish hammer based on the formation. Yeah, nothing good came of that. In fact, market makers probably saw hammer, dragonfly doji, whatever, or hanging man, whatever. They saw this formation. They were just like, oh, really? It's mostly bullish with buying pressure from the downside. Let's tank the market. This to me looks like a bottom, right? That's a bottom. They got people to buy here and then boom, bearish hammer, bam, and it broke to the downside. So what am I expecting to happen here? Well, long wick to the downside, even though this might end up forming a bullish hammer here. And it looks like the price action should do one of these. It won't, because it's crypto and 8 billion other people see the same exact bullish hammer here. Yeah, no, it's just going to do one of this. It's just going to do one of those. I don't think this downtrend, by the way, on Bitcoin, I don't think this is done yet. We springboarded here. And I don't know, it's looking to me like on the smaller time frames, Man, this looks like a 5-wave sequence down. Screw it. I'll whip out my Elliott wave crap. Let's try to label some shit. Okay. That's what I think's happening. Turn the freaking magnet off. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm expecting. So let's take a fib extension here. That's when I need the magnet. I need to set up hotkeys. Okay. So since you've had an extended wave 3, or at least that looks like a very extended wave 3 to me, that would be my target. All right. Boom. Good level of resistance or support here. Let's go ahead and draw a line. Let's mark that. Bing, bing, bing. Anywhere from there to probably here. Okay. Somewhere in there. This would be my target zone. So now what I like to do is just use those lines, draw a nice little rectangle here. Okay. Bam. Oops. That's my target. Okay. That's how you measure Elliott waves. I just taught you guys that in about 3 seconds. First time watching, I use Tradeovate for MNQ and ES. What platform are you using? This is TradingView. Platforms that I use Webull for stocks, and I use Webull and Fidelity for stocks, options, bonds, ETFs, all that good stuff. And then I use just digital asset exchanges for digital assets. You can find links to all the exchanges and stuff that I use down in the description below. So in the broader scheme of things, if we come up to a 30-minute time frame, okay, this is 5 waves down, but what is this? This to me looks like it could have potentially be like we're just still in a correction here. We had a chance of breaking out of this channel that I've had drawn for so long, and we didn't. And yet again, we're holding this median line. Broke through it, really super strong candle, closed above outside of the channel, tried to break higher, retest failed. Now we're testing the median line. So I would expect this line to hold. That's basically where I'm targeting. I've got buy-ins down until there, and I've got stops outside of this channel here. If we break down below this channel again, it's going bad. Stocks or crypto, personal preference. I trade all of them. I don't have a preference. If it makes me money, it makes me money. If it doesn't, then I don't trade it. If it's not a pairing that's going to make me money for the day, then I don't trade it. I usually don't trade off of news either. I trade what the chart tells me to trade. So that's pretty much what we got going on with Bitcoin. Did I even do link yet? I did link, right? Pretty sure I did already. Actually, let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin on my algorithm and see what the deal is. Okay. Boop. That's not right. Oh no, you guys saw some of my settings. Oh no. For those of you that don't know, I'm not going to go into detail about the algo. But I do have a whole video on it. No, the link is not in the description. It's on my page. Make sure that you sub and you guys can go ahead and get that. These are all the indicators that I do use, although I'm not going to get into settings. Obviously, they're proprietary for me. If I gave them away, then it depletes you of doing the oh so necessary work of learning how to put your own trading system together. So those I will never give out. However, I use the QQE. I use a baseline tool, SSL hybrid, and a VWAP. VWAP is this. Now, I will tell you that if you like trading on the 5-minute chart, that setting the VWAP to 288 is very important. Why 288? Well, 288 is 288 candles on the 5-minute chart, right? So 288, if you want to really do math, 288 times 5 is 1,440. Okay? So that's your hour VWAP, right? It's 1,440 minutes in a day. So 1,444 minutes divided by 24 hours, 60 minutes is an hour. So this is your hourly VWAP at 288 on the 5-minute chart. Feel free to do math yourself. Anyway, algorithm right now, 5-minute chart. This shows, this is telling me that this could potentially be a bottom here. Why? Well, even though that we've had this crossover back into being red and gray on the bottom one, it's crossing back green right now. You actually just had a bullish volume break the threshold. And the QQE, the golden line, is above the rest. So that's all bullish. This would be a bullish entry right now. Obviously, these ATR bands, those are not Bollinger bands. Those are ATR bands. Yeah, this right here would be your stop loss. So your stop loss would be 33,896. And right now, my position is barely in profit. That kind of sucks. So I do like the stock market. I'm not going to go ahead and give you guys stock tips or anything like that, but there are a couple stocks that I am watching. That's for sure. By the way, for all of you guys watching, if it's your first time, I think the link to my Telegram is in there too. I showed you guys earlier in the stream some examples of charts and stuff and calls that I like to make in there. Not mostly, I don't usually do calls, but I do post my, whenever I record a YouTube video in there, those are definitely here before. Man, the spammers are even up in my... There's so many spam messages that I just got in this chat right now. Wow. Spam. I can't believe that the spammers even hit me in my chat. That's kind of ridiculous. Kind of freaking ridiculous. Anyway, guys. Charts and all of that good stuff, calls, whatever. Along with, I put my YouTube videos on there, whether it's analysis, education, whatever, any YouTube video that I make will always be premiered to my Telegram subscribers first, just kind of as a thank you for subscribing. That's free of charge. You don't have to pay for the Telegram. I don't charge for stuff. Mentorship and stuff like that. Yeah, I charge for that. That's a lot of my own personal time, but education, charts, all that stuff, not financial advice. All that stuff should be for free. I'm a huge advocate for that. Anyway, sorry, I'm eating a muffin. So technically, how would I have found an entry here on this bottom? How would I have nailed this, right? I'll zoom in here real close so that all you guys can see on your tiny little phones. Oh, wow. It actually won't let me zoom in any more than that. Okay. Anyway, bottom line, right? This was green for a little bit. Then it turned gray. That means no signal. Then it turned red. That's bearish. Then it turned gray. Then it turned red. Then it turned gray 2 bars. Then it turned red another bar. Then it turned green. So what the hell do you do during all this, right? Well, the answer is pretty simple. When this is going back and forth, you're never going to enter off of one candle, right? Like that's not how this system is set up. So one, you've got to have three, you've got to have good bars. You got to have good volume in the direction that you're wanting to go, right? So like even now as a long, unless the volume picks up here on this bar, like I might not want to enter here. Even though everything is bullish now and it's looking good, it's been bullish since this bar, or really this bar, since we got the cross. This might not be a good time for me to enter because the volume is shit. It's terrible. I don't want to enter this. I mean, are we making a higher low? Yeah, we are. 5-minute chart. We're making a higher low. But I don't know. So scale up one time frame. What's this algo doing? This to me, that tells me probably if this VWAP doesn't hold here, probably continued downtrend, right? I mean, got bearish volume dying off 1, 2, 3 bars successive that have been lower volume. So that's not good. Plus it's Friday, volume's dying off. That's bad. So if this doesn't hold here, that's actually reminding me, the volume is shitty going into the weekends. I should probably just close this trade. Hold on a second. I want a long hold crypto months, years, but I feel like prices are a bit too high at the moment. Think about long holding. I'm guessing a large dip is coming. Here's the thing. We can only use the charts and the information that we have at our disposal to try and make a best guess of what the market is going to do. If I had a crystal ball, or if anybody had a way to perfectly predict a market, there wouldn't be a market. Everybody would be rich, and there wouldn't be a such thing as trading. Could there be could there be like a massive dip like here on the daily chart? I mean, if we really want to get into that on the daily, on these higher time frames, let me delete this. Delete these. On this daily time frame, could we see like a massive dip? Well, I mean, with this huge freaking pin bar the way that it is, yeah, we absolutely could. And in fact, if I direct your attention to what the 2019 top looked like way back here, looks pretty fucking similar, doesn't it? Right? So if I was to chart this out like we're at right now, right? This is pretty much where we're at. Except the difference is, and I know that you guys can probably spot the difference. The difference is that we've already broken out of this. Okay. We've already, right here, actually, we broke out of this and then came back down. We're retesting it now. Obviously, we didn't break our all-time high, so technically that's wrong. We did this. Okay. So we broke out of it, made a higher high, and now we're retesting it. This is where we are right now. Hopefully, this is not going to happen. None of this. I don't want to see this. Great Wick of China. No, none of this. I don't want to see any of that. It's all trash. I don't want to see it. Now, in 2019, with no breakout throughout this entire trend line, I would have said, yes, a big dip is coming. Now, looking at where we're at now, okay, we did have a breakout of this. No matter how slight, we did have a breakout, okay? And this candle is going to close above our trend line, even if you connect it from here, right? Okay, whatever. You want to move it up? Sure, that's fine. Do whatever you need to do with your trend line. The fact remains this candle is closing above the trend line, no matter how you want to look at it. Now, we did not do that in 2019. We broke down to the downside. I personally feel like the bull run is not over. Now, does that mean that we're going to immediately go to the moon and retest our level of supply up here? No, absolutely not. Does that mean that we're going to see some massive dip to be coming down into major support here, 21, 20, 19, 15K? No, it doesn't. Personally, I don't see the price going below 20K for a very long time. Now, I could be 100% wrong on this. I could wake up on Monday morning and wake up to Bitcoin being completely shithoused. and wake up and see an 18K Bitcoin. And guess what? I'm not going to be worried. I've got $10,000 on the sideline at least that I'm going to be making a very large spot purchase on OTC because I want it as low as it can possibly go. But is this level of demand, is this going to be enough to hold? We don't know that until we've tested this enough times. Normally, every time you test an area of support, it gets weaker every time. So we hit it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 7 times. Okay. Now, this is really strong. Okay. Especially for surviving that many tests. That tells me that there are a ton of buyers at 30K and lower. So worst case scenario, I see that being our worst case scenario. It's about 24. If this didn't hold, if that doesn't hold, whatever, we see somewhere here like 19K. I think that's the absolute lowest that we go. I don't think we see too much further below 19 or 20K, and that would be an extremely long-term outlook for some kind of consolidation like that. Me personally, I think, or at least I'm hoping, that this channel line here holds on the 1 hour chart. Where was my thing? Here. I would really like this to hold, but if it doesn't hold, we're going to have some problems. So here again, we just opened up a new hourly candle right just now, and look what the last one closed as. A big old bullish hammer, right? Well, one can only hope that maybe we, send it. Who knows? Personally, I don't think that it's going to get sent right now. That's probably not going to end up happening. Especially going into the weekend, going into low volume. I mean, you guys can even see here on the regular volume chart, like the volume is steadily declining from what it was. Okay. Higher time frames, huge boost in volume right now, but in general, the volume has been decreasing. What you don't want to see over the weekend, you would really be wanting to see more volume coming in. You certainly would want to see above average. You know what I mean? Like I would want to see something above this MA line. Okay. I would want to see a volume bar for Saturday above this MA line. That tells me that this trend is definitely going to be continuing after the weekend. But I am going to be watching very closely here. This looks like it's turning around some, so I haven't actually closed my position out. Where am I at? It's so close to my entry. I'm only 400 in the profit right now, so there's not really any point to me closing that right now. I'm just going to wait and see, and I'll leave my bids open lower. My best advice is get a plan and trade it. My plan, again, not financial advice, is I'm longing the retest of this trend line. I'm sure there's a shit ton of people relonging. I think Gainsey or somebody, Rookie XBT, I think he did. He showed really big box. I'll show the same exact box because it's the same exact box that I want to be buying. And it is from here to here. This box. That's where I want to be buying. Everything in here. Okay. This is a really good zone to be buying. Now, there's another zone down here. Okay. It's a little lower. Actually, it's a lot lower. it's 31K lower. But no, this box right here, now that we've broken back above this, this is where I want to be buying, right? We've been flipping this box back and forth for quite some time. Okay. Very, very major area. Normally when we're inside the box, normally it's accumulation, right? So we rejected it here, broke through it, broke back down through it, and then we saw consolidation. We gained support, broke above, support, broke back down. We used the support here too. Broke back down, rejected, rejected, and now we've broke back through it again. So now the question remains, is this going to hold as support once more, or are we going to break straight down? I really believe that if we do break down from this, we're probably going to go deep. This being a higher low from here, this would be the next trend line. If we broke down. If we broke down from this and we closed inside this triangle or below this box and we weren't able to get out and it was just a major sell-off from here, or we got some like really retardo looking head and shoulders, some really dick looking head and shoulders nonsense here, okay, it would be pretty bad. Anything below here, certainly, this is where I'd be looking to be shorting. But anything above here, yeah, I'm longing this. That's definitely a major long to me. I mean, like, look at this massive impulse that we had from the bottom of this triangle. That is a massive impulse. Like, no one can look at this market structure right here on this 15-minute chart and tell me that that wasn't a fantastic reaction to this bottom. I mean, look, we had a low with a pin bar, no less. I mean, look, I'll zoom in here. I don't really use candles anymore, but look, boom, pin bar. Okay, low, pin bar, bounce, bullish hammer, higher low, bounce, another bullish hammer, higher low, bounce. And that's just there. Then the story continued all day long. Just bounce after bounce after bounce after bounce. And we just staircased literally all the way up until finally we got another pin bar here, bounced one more time, and then we got 2 wicks to the upside. We got rejected here, lots of wicks to the upside. When the price started stalling out here in the middle of the night or whatever, this should have been your opportunity to go short. This is where I went short. And I closed out right before I finally passed out for the night on this candle. And it's a good thing I did, because holy crap, right? So no one can tell me that this was not an extremely strong reaction from the bottom of this from the bottom of that trend line. Absolutely fantastic. Now, why did we bounce here? I don't know. Probably some small time frame level of support and resistance. I don't know. For whatever reason, it bounced here. This is where somebody wanted to really, really buy. This to me looks like some kind of market maker or multiple market makers putting major size market orders into the market here. And that's probably what was occurring here on these couple candles. Price corrected a little bit, and then everybody went into buy the dip mode. This was retail. This was market makers that were in longs from down here taking profits. And then this was retail buying the dip. Okay. That was a market maker probably taking profit. And then this was retail starting to sell off. And now more buy the dippers right here, right at support. Look what we got here. Okay. Low time frame support between there and here. Okay. Low time frame support zone. We're buying it. And one can only hope that these low time frame support zones right here hold, and that we can break above this. This is where we need to break above right now. Okay. We need to make a close above this, preferably above the high of this candle, which was 35,350. We make a close above the high of this candle. I think we're good to go. We would probably end up seeing something like this to retest this. Oops, man, that was a terribly straight line. Retest this up here, do one of those and then rock it off, whatever. But right now, this is a very strong buyback. No wick to the downside at the open of this candle. This is very, very strong here. This is a very strong candle, especially considering that this 15-minute candle closes in about 5 minutes. Let's switch back over to my algo, see what the algo is saying, right? So remember earlier in the stream, I said, hey, this might be a good time to be entering into a long, but you want to have that stop right here at the bottom of the ATR bands, right? Well, you're long if you entered here on confirmation with this volume breakout right here, golden crossed, MA and baseline are both green. Volume is above the dead zone with strength. all signs say buy. If this was a buy and this was your take profit, and this is pretty much the position that I'm in right now, I've just been averaging in. Right now, that's already about 1.5 to 1, but the stop loss is different now. So it's 1.5 to 1, about a 2% trade at the moment. My first target obviously is here. Okay, about here. Okay, that's where my first target is. That makes that a 3 to 1 trade almost, about 3%. I trade on scalps like this with 10x leverage, so that's almost a 30% trade right here. Now, if we could go much higher than that, okay, we could see up here, okay, first, then we could see here, then we could see up here, and then here, and then here. Okay, so if this actually caught the bottom right now, and this does tend to catch tops and bottoms pretty well. On the low time frames, this was a huge red flag to me because this was just like a massive wedge, ascending wedge that we had. I mean, it was just getting like bad, right? So we had this wedge here like this and consolidation all through here. Both of these finally turned red. Lots of volume came in. This was a huge short up at the top here. I missed this morning. I'm sick. I didn't get in on that. So I'm trying to long this bottom. So this could just consolidate the entire weekend. I hope that we don't get a lower low here. Otherwise, we're going to end up forming some type of triangle shaped bottom, which I would not want to see happen. That would signify not very good strength in the market. So I'm going to be watching this throughout the rest of tonight. If it looks shitty or it's just going to consolidate and chop around, I don't want to pay the funding on the position, so I'll close it out. So don't really know how well that worked out for you in terms of advice, but those of you still with me, I appreciate it. Don't know how long I've been streaming. How long has the stream been? I don't even know. Thanks for taking the time to stream, bro. Appreciate sharing your knowledge. Yeah, not a problem at all. I like doing this. I mean, if streaming or whatever is something that more people like, then I will go ahead and stream more in the future. But right now, I've got to go and eat some dinner here. Definitely need to eat dinner. It's looking like there we go. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to go eat dinner here in just a minute, but I hope that this provides a little bit of clarity to you. Just before I go real quick, let me check this. I have to check this for my own good. Let's see. Man, that's a really big breakout candle. I mean, look at this thing go. That's a really nice candle, but we're not really breaking out of anything. We're just showing support here. That's what's worrying me. I need something to close up here. This is what I need. I need this. Come on, buddy. You can do it. What's this position? 500 in the green. Man, I kind of want to take the 500 off the table and just take my profit for the weekend, but I also kind of want to let this run because man, if this hit, where is my actual entry? I'll even disclose my entry for you that are still with me. I'll even disclose it. Where is it? 33,992. So basically 34K. It is. It is a $5,000 position. Where was the entry? 34. Okay. So, of course. Where is my stop? Well, right now I don't have a stop. That's not to say that I shouldn't have one, because I'm going to put one on before I go, but I suppose my stop would be below the 618 fib retracement. So about 30,475. Now, why is my stop so low? Okay. Clearly that's a really, really loose stop loss, right? Okay. Well, obviously I'm not shorting this. I'm longing this in the expectation of this, but you also have to remember is that my stop loss is that low because I've got buys down in here. Okay. I've got a buy here. This is my biggest buy, which would take, and I think I also, where's my other buy? 32,275. That's another one. 32,275. Oh, okay. So I was almost right on the money anyway. I should probably put another buy in here as well. What level is this? 33,194. I'm going to do that real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second while I put an order in. What is that? 33. Let's do 195. Let's put that one for, let's do 25,000 contracts. Buy. Okay. And then this one I'll adjust. Active orders. So that would bring me up to 100,000 contracts. So my deepest order would have to double down. That would have to be 200,000. Okay. All right, that's all set. All right. Anyway, back to this. So if these orders trigger, this order is bigger than my original entry, which is here. Okay. So here's my entry right here. Okay. Let's make this line yellow. Okay. Entry, ladder, stop is way. I probably shouldn't have my stop that low. I should probably just have it below here. 31,857. Okay. So when I put a stop in, it's going to be below here. 857, somewhere in there, whatever. Okay. Okay. So we'll go with that. This is my first target because I screwed up and I didn't take profit here. I only took half off of the table, and then I basically kept the same position and just re-entered with the profit that I already took. Obviously, it's a smaller amount because I was trading on leverage. So it's probably only about a quarter of what I actually gained. So this is working back up again to my first target. Hopefully we break through this time. And what I'm hoping for is we see something like this. Okay. That's at the end of the day, that's the trading. That's the trading plan. Okay. That's the trading plan at the end of the day is I want to see 14% or 140% on this trade. Now, why did I draw it like this? That's the level of resistance. That's the level of resistance. Probably got one here too. Okay. These are all resistances, right? On the smaller time frames. So it would pretty much look something like this in a perfect world. We'd do something like that. in a perfect world, it would be probably more retarded than that. But that's basically what I'm looking for here on this trade. It's about a 2-to-1 trade. If we do reject here and we make a lower high and we end up rejecting and we come down into this, that's why I've got backup bids down here in case we do see a fake out and we see a break of this triangle, basically saying that this is another 3-wave down, right? So you've got 1, 2, and then we hit a third, okay? And we see some kind of like zigzag here off of this. Assuming that this was basically starting from here, we see some zigzag or whatever like this. That way my stop is intact. I don't get knocked out of the position. My main entry for my buy-in is way down here, and then we take off. That's basically the trading plan. I like to always have backup bids laddered lower and kind of have stink bids and just kind of have it set up that way. That way, I'm not getting knocked out of crazy trades. Thank you for that, Fatine. I appreciate it. Thank you, David, as well. Everybody else that joined me this evening, really appreciate it. I hope that you guys have a wonderful Friday evening. If anybody in here that's watching this or that watches this in the future is confused by any of the trend lines that I was drawing, or Elliott wave theory, or price analysis, trend analysis, any of that stuff, trend lines, whatever, what have you, I have an entire library of tutorials that I keep adding to. I try to do one every week. Obviously, this week I've been sick. I'm sorry for that. Life happens. There is an entire library of educational stuff on my YouTube for free. Indicators, different kinds of analysis. I've even have a video on, how to retire before 30, stuff like that. Go ahead, check out the videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And all that good stuff. And I will see you guys on Monday. Those of you that join the Telegram, or if you would like to, or want to hit me up or ask me questions on Discord, all the links to that are in the description in the video below. Again, thank you all very much. Enjoy your weekend. The best to all of you. Make sure that you stay safe. God bless you all and your families. And I will see you guys on Monday.